million-dollar question. What e-commerce niches or what e-commerce businesses are going to be best for 2022 and going forward? Hi, my name is Benjamin Davis and I help e-commerce businesses grow their profit and their revenue, growing from 5 figures to 6 figures, 6 figures to 7 figures, and 7 figures to 8 figures and beyond that. So stick around and we'll dive straight into what are the best niches in 2022 for e-commerce. So it doesn't matter if you're either a big business wanting to have another business, or if you're just a small individual wanting something full-time or part-time. That is the beauty of e-commerce. You can really tailor it to what you want, what your financial goals are, what you have time-wise, and it really is dependent on the individual. So the first niche would just be Amazon FBA. This is where basically you can have a product and put it onto Amazon. If it's a physical product, you can send it in and they will ship it out from there. Essentially, you don't need to do anything. Buy your product or make your product and send it in to Amazon to be sold, and load obviously the product and the description and the images, etc. This is how a lot of people get started. So picking some of these products, initially a lot of people tend to sort of pick big brands and start off with that, and then as they grow they tend to add more lines in, or they tend to be a bit more specific on white label their products or variations of that product, so they have and create their own brand. So that takes us straight into business idea number 2. So either a white label product or an own brand product. So I'm sure in your lives or your hobbies, you've got something where you think, I wish that there was someone that did that. Or you've got a product or you've got a service and think, well, I can do that a bit better, or I wouldn't really do it like this, I'd do it like that. So that is a prime opportunity for an example for a hole in the market, where you can take something and really make it your own and create a brand around that. As I said in the previous point, you can either start by putting that on Amazon FBA, or what I would do personally, which is very, very popular, is create an audience around something that the niche that it's around, and then ask for feedback. What are other people's problems? What are other people's pain points? Another ideal example of that is by creating something like a Facebook group, or if you've already got a Facebook group or Instagram, what do they want? Tip 3 is just become a reseller of existing brands and products. So there's so many options out there now where you can literally build a website in the space of a couple of hours. You've got Shopify, you've got Squarespace, you've got Wix. You can all do that, where you can literally, it's drag and drop software, load on and images and descriptions and pricing, and you're ready to go essentially. And people start this by having their friends and family recommend their store or their products, and then growing that way. But if you've got a little bit more budget and you've got revenue to spend, then you can have paid advertising as well. But you need to check out one of my previous other videos to make sure that you don't end up coming stuck, by which I mean your customer lifetime value, and you try and create the highest average order value possible. That way you know exactly the difference between the profit and the buy price, and then you know how much you can spend in the middle to acquire a customer. Tip 4, do something around what you're passionate about. By this I mean, if you're passionate about model trains, running, keeping fit, painting, anything you're passionate about and you know a lot about that topic already, do something that you're passionate about and create an audience based around that. Once you have built up a little bit of an audience, and I don't mean tens of thousands of people, couple hundred people, you can then ask them questions. What products would they like to see? What's missing for them, or what do they wish they could improve on a product? This will give you an absolutely invaluable insight into how what's missing within your niche. Essentially, you're listening to your audience and you're creating products around what they need. The last one, which is probably one of the most popular, is create your own digital product. Again, this comes back to if your hobby, stuff that you're passionate about, stuff that you're knowledgeable about, then creating checklists, creating templates, creating workbooks, creating courses. All of this is covered within the digital product space. Even in ebooks, You can create ebooks within an hour or so. So there's no excuses, what I'm trying to say. You know, if you want to have an e-commerce business and help start to create a bit of revenue, whether that be full-time revenue or passive revenue, it's absolutely the ideal time to start. So just to summarize, and what I would say is a top tip is, if you are looking to start an e-commerce business, then just take a step back, almost like a 10,000 foot view. You could put what you're interested in, what you're knowledgeable about, create, write it down, and then go from there. If you'd like more information about how to do this, or how to, if you'd like a more in-depth video about this, just put it in the comments below and I'll gladly go more in depth on it. But if you found this useful and you found this information helpful, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. I'll be putting new videos on every week. It's my mission to help business owners grow and scale in their business, but also be very, very insightful for people wanting to make that leap. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one.